Hello, so this video is 10 tips to make the most of an internship. So I'm going to be doing an internship very soon, so I wanted to look this up for myself mainly. An internship is an excellent opportunity to try out a new career field, build skills, and potentially become employed at a company full-time after graduation. Here are 10 tips to make the most of the experience. So 1, meet your coworkers. Introduce yourself to everyone in your department. Try to have contact with each person to get a sense of what they do. You never know when someone else in the company is doing something that might interest you later down the line. You may not want You may not want to work for your company past long term, but you will definitely want to get a recommendation from them. The better job you do and the more familiar your supervisor and other employees you are with your personality and your work, the stronger the recommendation. 2, set goals. It is always a good idea to meet with your supervisor at the beginning of your internship to find out what their expectations are for you. If your supervisor doesn't set a meeting with you, you should ask for some time to meet with them. What are you expected to accomplish every day, every week? Make sure to request feedback from your supervisor to make sure you're on the right track. Finally, keep in mind what your goals are for your internship and what you would like to learn. 3, watch and learn. Understanding and acting in accordance with the culture of the organization is important. Whenever you start working somewhere new, watch and seek guidance from your colleagues and peers. What are the routines of the organization, of the people? Read all organizational material, policies and procedures, etc. If it's appropriate, ask to sit in on meetings and shadow other employees so you can learn the ins and outs of the business. 4, be professional. Be mindful of how you present yourself to your coworkers and supervisors. What is the appropriate attire for your workplace? What is appropriate email etiquette for the person you are addressing? If you have a concern or there is an issue you are not sure how to handle, who is the most appropriate person to talk to? And don't forget the basics of common courtesy. Be punctual, say thank you, follow up, and follow through. 5, keep busy. If things are slow for you, make sure your supervisor knows it. And then if things are still slow, read some trade magazines or see if it's okay to ask another employee if they need help. Or generate ideas about what you might be able to work on as a long-term project to fill downtime and present it to your supervisor. Everyone has to do grunt work at one point or another, and the more enthusiastic and willing you are to do it, the better the chances are you're being hired full-time and or getting a strong recommendation. Plus, maybe there's a better or more organized way to finish the grunt work. 6, stay organized. Take notes during all meetings and keep to-do lists of tasks and deadlines. Keep your workspace neat so that your work is organized and out of the way when you are not around. Take care of it to observe data storage processes. If your organization keeps files in central locations, take note and observe them and maintain records in accordance with policy. 7, manage your time wisely. Always complete projects on time, and when one is done, ask for another. If you're feeling overwhelmed with projects, talk to your supervisor and prioritize your work. 8, keep track of your projects. Start a list of all the projects you've worked on so that you can discuss your progress with your supervisor. It will also help you remember everything you've worked on to update your resume, add to a portfolio, or talk about in a future interview. Ask if you can keep examples of projects you have worked on for a portfolio. Remember that some of this information will be confidential, so always get approval before taking any copies of work with you. 9, buy a coffee for your contacts. Either during your interview or afterwards, ask your supervisor and or other employees if they have 15 minutes for a coffee and a chat. People like to talk about themselves and their path. The key is that everyone's path is different, so try to reach out to as many people as possible. If you don't get a response immediately, ask once or twice more. People are very busy, so often when you think they are ignoring you, it's usually because they are overloaded and not because they don't want to talk to you. And then finally, 10, reflect on your experience. If there's no formal review process, be sure to ask your supervisor and coworkers for feedback on your performance, so you can learn what you've done well and what areas need improvement. Reflect on the skills you've gained during your internship and update your resume with your experience and accomplishments. even if you decide that this career field is not right for you. The experience is still a valuable one. Meet with a CCE counselor to discuss what you've learned and what steps you can take to move forward on your career path. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.